Hello everyone and welcome back to the Robert Cheeke Show. I'm your host, Robert Cheeke, where your personal best happens every day. I'm out here in Central Oregon. I was just at the Raw and Living Spirit Festival in Molalla, which is about 30 minutes out of Portland. And then I came back home for a day to Portland and then rested up, got back to work, put in a long day, got a lot of stuff done, and then headed out to Bend, about 3 hours east of Portland. So I'm out here near Bend, actually really close to Madras and near Warm Springs Indian Reservation. And I'm out here kind of in the middle of the desert. I had a nice 2.5-hour meeting in Bend today. It went really well. And then I went over to Whole Foods Market and did some stuff for Vega out there, and that was good. And awesome day, actually. It's been a phenomenal day, amazing time. And it's one of those days I'm driving more than I'm sleeping. I mean, I'm gonna be in my car for about 7 or 8 hours today total. I'm just on my way back home now. And I slept for maybe 4 to 5 hours after I was up crushing it on the internet, trying to do as much as I can to generate revenue, business, etc., to fund my projects like my documentary, Vegan Brothers in Iron, and a lot of other projects that I've got in the works, already in progress, and just need that kind of financial support. So that's why, working 16 hours a day. And actually, even if I wasn't in that situation, I'd still be working 16 hours a day, because that is the formula I've been following since as long as I can remember. And actually, somebody asked me, I gave 2 talks at the Raw and Living Spirit Festival, and I led 3 fitness classes. And during one of my talks, it was take action to make it happen, bringing out the best in you, and thriving on a plant-based diet. That was the topic. But I didn't just talk about what to eat and what exercises to do, because to me that really doesn't matter unless you have the fundamental principles, unless you can find meaning in what you're doing. Then there's no reason to apply all this information that you learned. One could sit in the audience and learn all these different stats and statistics and figures and all this stuff, but if they don't have any meaning behind what they're learning, then a lot of times it won't get applied. And we can sit in the audience and gain all this information and go back home and continue to do our regular schedule without implementing any changes whatsoever. Even if we resonate with the information and agree with the information that's been presented, get inspired, we have to find meaning in what we're doing and find reasons to apply it. So that's what I was talking about. And somebody asked me a question. They said, well, how do you turn your passion into a career? How can you make money doing something you love when you've already got a job? And I responded by saying the same thing that Steve Jobs said years ago, and that Gary Vaynerchuk has said, and it's something that I've lived and believed for many years and have been applying for probably over half a decade. And the way I responded was, I said, go look in the mirror and look at yourself and ask yourself, what do I want to do every day for the rest of my life? What do I want to do for the rest of my life? And whatever that answer is, that's what you do when you're finished with your other job. For example, I worked, like a 9 to 5 schedule. I worked 7 to 4. And as soon as 4 o'clock hit, I went home and I started hammering it, doing what I really like to do, from 4 until midnight. Sorry for the wind. Let's see if we can, I don't know if we can avoid this wind out here. So hopefully you're still picking some up. Actually, I tried to avoid the wind, but I'm sitting on a rock and it's extremely hot. It's just burning me. It's a hot day out here in Bend, so I need to lean forward a little bit. So let me see if I can hide behind a tree here and finish that thought. Okay. Hide behind a tree. See if this helps. Don't know how well it's helping. But anyway, what I was talking about is you go ahead and you do your job. You do your job that pays your bills. You do your 9 to 5. Or your 7 to 4, or your 8 to 4, or whatever it is. And when you're done with that, you find what you love to do and you do it from 5 o'clock until midnight. And that's what I did for a year and a half. I slept for 5.5 hours a night for a year and a half. Sure, I was tired sometimes. In fact, a bunch of times I was tired. But I was doing what I loved to do. And you know what? A year and a half later, it gave me the opportunity to get a job doing what I love to do. So then I got to work 16 hours a day, rather than my 8-hour-a-day shift of doing something I, so liked or even didn't like, and then 8 hours of doing what I really wanted. I get to do now 16 hours a day of what I really want to do. Work and play are combined and they're together. So work is fun. Work is not a chore. And because I naturally enjoy it, I want to do it more and more, and so I get better at it. I naturally improve because I enjoy what I'm doing. I look forward to work Monday through Sunday, not just Friday or Saturday or just the weekend. Look forward to work 7 days a week, and I get to get out there. So anyway, that's why I'm doing the 16 hours a day. I'd be doing it anyway, even if I didn't have revenue to generate and loans to pay off and debt to pay off. I'd still be doing it because that's what I was doing. When I worked a 7 to 4 job recently for a year and a half, I filmed a movie. I filmed a documentary back then, Vegan Fitness Built Naturally, which has been one of the most successful vegan documentaries of all time, I believe, and moved thousands of copies and made profit, and it ultimately got me my job with Sequel Naturals and got me my national speaking tour and got me all those kinds of things that are fun and helped build my career and get me to where I am now and where I'm going. I'm going to turn around and check the time. Okay, a few minutes left, and I also wanted to show some of the scenery out here. It's one of the reasons for this video. Saw some little critters out here. I'm out in the desert, out here near Warm Springs Indian Reservation. So let's see if we can just pan around here. Pulled off to the side of the road to do a little video. Just want to show some of the view. There's actually some better views. This is just where I happen to pull over. But anyway, it has been an awesome day. I'm gonna get back at it. I gotta get back on the road. I have another 2 hours or so of drive, and battery's running low on this, and I may want to do one more video. So thank you for watching. As usual, as always, I appreciate it. Thanks for watching the Robert Cheeke Show, where your personal best happens every day. And remember, whatever it is that drives you, whatever it is that moves you, whatever it is that inspires you, go out there and hammer it and nail it until you get it. Even if it means working that 40 or 50 hours a week and then doing what you love to do after that until 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, 1 in the morning, whatever it is. Put in the time and get it done, and you'll love it, and you'll set yourself up for a career that you really love to do. All right, have some fun, and if you need any support or assistance, you know where to find me. Find me on Twitter, Robert Cheeke. Find me on Facebook, Robert Cheeke. Find me on YouTube, Robert Cheeke Show, and have an outstanding day. Thanks.